So we're always making new prototypes for new games, and this is the one we're working on right now. The project got started when Sora and Philip were working on a new server solution for our future games. They needed something to test on, so Willem started making this prototype. He quickly realized it was so much fun to run this fast! The current plan is to try and make it into some form of level-based racing battle royale game with a similar setup to Fall Guys. But like most of our projects, it could turn out to be something completely different. We're not quite sure yet if this will be our next project, but we're very excited to run very fast right now, so we'll see. And yes, our main focus is still getting tabs out to Xbox and other consoles. Tell us what you think of this game in the comments and if we should make it. So we're getting a lot of questions about this new game we've been posting about. One of the questions is what the game is called. And we simply don't have a name yet. You're also wondering when the game will be released and on which platforms, and we have no clue. We just started making this, and we want to keep our options open. The game is only about 3 weeks into development, and we're not sure exactly what it's going to be yet, but it's so much fun to see how excited people are to play this game. So we hope to release a beta at some point, but for now we want to take our time figuring out what to do with this game. So, a lot of you have been asking us when we're gonna release a beta for this game. So despite not having a name yet, we have created an alpha sign-up page. If you want to know more about this game and be part of the alpha testing, please sign up at runfastgame.com. We don't know when we'll do an alpha test, but once we do, we will email that list. So don't miss out!
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Now that we are wrapping up our old projects, we're super excited to work on some new ones. As much as we love Tab G and Tabs, we've spent a lot of time working on them. So starting on something completely new and not having a bunch of expectations is quite nice. Our main focus right now is just having fun and figuring out what the next thing is gonna be. And we're gonna take our time to experiment and figure out what kind of stuff we want to make. Haste is our favorite project at the moment, but we could also start making something completely different. Having the freedom to just create is such a privilege, and we're super happy with where we are right now. As we're getting a few comments like this one, I thought I'd clarify a few things. Our new game Haste is not intentionally inspired by XO1. We think XO1 is absolutely amazing, but it wasn't really on our minds when we started creating Haste. XO1 is created by Jay Weston, and it's a beautiful journey through space and time. Haste, on the other hand, will be some kind of racing game with lots of different characters and environments. It also won't really look like the prototype we've been showing you. When we started getting these comments about XO1, we decided to reach out to Jay. We really wanted to make sure we weren't stepping on his toes by having a similar movement. He got back to us and said it was all good, and that he'd like to try the alpha at some point. We are happy that people are trying to stand up for another indie dev, and if we do something that you think is bullshit, we always want you to call us out on it. But in this instance, it's all a coincidence and we're good with Jay, so no need to worry. We also think it will be more apparent that Haste is his own thing, once we're a bit further along in the process. Yes, we finally do. So we have decided to call the game Haste. It's probably gonna have some additional things to the name. You can still sign up for the alpha at runfastgame.com, and we hope to share more clips and information about the game soon.
actually part of the game, and you have to reach it before the other players in order to get to the next level. But of course we're still early and we don't know what's gonna change. Yes, we are. If you've been following the development of Haste, you know that the character we've been using in the prototype is not the one we'll be using in the full game. We're currently developing a bunch of different playable characters, but we're a bit too early in the process to start showing you anything yet. We really want to make sure that these characters are just right, and we're doing a bunch of work figuring out their backstories and how they will look. This will actually be our first time doing proper characters. In tabs we have a bunch of units, but they don't really have explicit personalities in the game. Hopefully we can show you some of them in a couple of months when it's time to reveal them, but for now you get to see the basic tabs wobbler. Yes, we're working on a new game. It's called Haste Broken Worlds, and you've probably seen it here on TikTok. In the beginning it was just kind of a test game that we used to test some networking stuff, but then Dylan posted it on Twitter and it went super viral. We also posted a prototype here on TikTok and it got really good views. And people were super excited to play the actual game. So alongside finishing up our other games, we've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out exactly what that game should be. And it looks like it's going to become some kind of racing game, where you start with a bunch of players and only the fastest make it to the next round. And the reason we haven't really shown that much in the last couple of months is because we're working on something secret for the game. We've been developing a bunch of different characters that you can play as, and we don't really want to reveal too much about them until it's time. But if you check a few vids back, we actually have one with a little bit of a teaser. Although, if you can guess what kind of character it will be, I will be very surprised. So yeah, that's our next project, and I think we'll probably make things like Nightfall and stuff along the way as well. Let me know if you're interested in playing Haste in the comments. There is no release date yet for Haste Broken Worlds. As a general rule, we try not to set release dates, because usually what happens is that we have to delay the game or crunch to make the deadline. So to make sure not to end up in that position, we don't set a release date until we're entirely sure. For Haste, I think it's likely we'll release it sometime next year. Development's going really well, but you never know what might happen. If you can't wait, we're also planning on having some kind of beta. So if you want to be notified when that happens, please sign up at runfastgame.com. Absolutely love them too. So the animations in Haste is made by Erik Skog. We have mentioned him here before, since he was the one who made the animations for Nightfall: A Daring Journey. He's really making Savannah's models come to life, and I can't wait to be able to show you more of the animations and the characters.
Needle in the thread, gotta get you out of my head. Needle in the thread, gonna wind up dead. Needle in the thread, gotta get you out of my head. Needle in the thread, gonna wind up dead.
The plan is to have a bunch of different characters to choose from, and depending on what we decide to do, all of them might have different abilities. We don't want to reveal too much about them right now, because a lot can change during development, but I hope to be able to tell you more about them in the next couple of months. What kind of character would you like to see in the game? Let us know in the comments.
I just want a little bit of peace.
to smithereens and spew my tiny symphony all up and down a city street while trying to put my mind at ease. Like finishing this melody, this feels like a necessity. So this could be the death of me, or maybe just a better me. Now come in with the timpanis and take a shot of Hennessy. I know I'm not there mentally, but you could be the remedy. So let me play my violin for you.
Your drinking eyes never open. I say somebody will die, and I hate hoping. Wishing that the pills let you cry, and I hate hoping. I can live with your drinking eyes never open.
I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling. I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. Don't let me down.
Keep taking up further down.
Going really well. The team is hard at work looking at new maps and new characters. We're trying out a bunch of different environments for the characters to run in, and tweaking the maps we've already made. Just as a heads up, I would like to say that a lot of these levels that we show you might change. There will be more art and other elements added, and we're going to experiment a lot to see which environments are the most fun. As for the new characters, we're trying to settle on designs, and then model them, and then animate them. And we're also experimenting with adding unique abilities to each character. For example, the Sage that you see here has kind of a double jump ability. So yeah, it's going really well, and we're super excited to show you more soon. And if you're interested in trying the alpha when it comes out, please check out runfastgame.com.
Can push me down, but I get up
A few months ago we actually tried to make an underwater map, and it did look pretty neat. We haven't really worked on it since then and we're not really sure if it's going to be kept in the game. But if we bring it back, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some cool creatures. That said, the worlds in Haste aren't really part of our world, so if we have underwater creatures, they're probably not going to be something you can find in the real world. Let us know what you think of the underwater map and if we should bring it back.
How I want it. Now they want me back, but you know that I be running to another level. Running. I won't ever settle. Running. I'ma go and get it. Running. I'm coming for the medal. Running to another level. Running.
One of the main modes of playing Haste will be online multiplayer, where you will be racing against a bunch of other players. We will talk a little bit more about what this game mode will be once we're gearing up for the alpha, but I can say that the initial idea is to have a bunch of players race against each other and only the fastest will make it to the next round. There will be a couple of different characters to choose from, and they're all gonna have their own abilities. Other than being matched with strangers, we're also looking into being able to set up private games with just your friends. And hopefully we can do some kind of multiplayer alpha sometime next year. If you want us to email you when it's time for the alpha, you can sign up at runfastgame.com.
How it's done, they can do this if they want it, but they don't. Words don't match their actions like the internet was slow. They told them I'm the one, but they ain't listen yet. I know how you never get the message, but you always on your. Let's go. Welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise I ain't make it then.
We're still working on Haste. There's just a bunch of stuff that we're not really ready to show yet, and a bunch of things that don't make for good TikToks. But to summarize it, we're working on making the environments nicer, a couple of new characters, and we're testing out new game modes such as tag. Hopefully we'll have a bunch of footage of these new things soon.
Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm on the big stage. I got my crew. I'll get you moving. It's what I do.
Here's how the same clip will look in-game. On TikTok, we edit the footage in order to fit the aspect ratio of TikTok. So it's not going to show you the same experience as if you're actually playing it on a PC. So don't worry, you have plenty of space to see the whole map.
Looking for a minute to take back.
So a couple of months ago, we decided to basically remake the entire game. So if you remember our early videos, we were talking about the game maybe being some kind of big multiplayer racing battle royale game. But both a bunch of people in the comments and also us realized that it was just really fun to run on your own. And in order to make the game work for a bunch of players at the same time, we would have to sacrifice a bit of what made the game really good. So in August, we kind of started over from scratch. The game right now is more of a single player experience, where you run fast, leap through the air, and perfect your landings, as you try again and again to make your way through an infinite number of worlds. The game might still have some kind of multiplayer, but we're not going to promise something we haven't tested yet. And of course, we're going to keep you posted here on TikTok.
Two, one, let's go!
So in Haste, one of the most important parts of the game is to control your landings. So as you say, you want to spend a lot of time on the ground, but you also want to skip running uphill and losing speed. So in order to get the most out of your landings, you want to land in a slope, which will ensure you get more speed running up the hill. Good landings will also be charging your abilities and boosts. So mastering your landings is one of the key elements to getting really good at the game, and for you to run as fast as possible.
or that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let or that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She devil, she bad little bitch, she rebel, she to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle.
Game designer villain is working from Australia at the moment, which means that when we wake up, we get greeted by new cool things that he has added to the game. And this morning he showed us a tweaked version of the board you've seen in previous videos. The new version is more of a drifting ability. After drifting horses in Nightfall, I guess we can drift some boards in Haste maybe. Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bat because I'm big.
When I'm at the bar, other people wanna try to give me some more.
We're working on a new game already, and that is Haste Broken Worlds. And I know a bunch of you have seen it already, but this person obviously has not, so let me talk about it. So Haste is a fast-paced running game, where you're racing to reach a portal at the end of a collapsing universe. The game is kinda like a roguelike, with procedurally generated levels. You have to learn how to master your landings in order to gain momentum, while also dodging a bunch of different obstacles. There are also abilities and upgrades to make your run better, and the game also has different characters, and there's a story for you to figure out. Currently, the game is more of a single-player experience, but we're also looking into making a multiplayer. But we can't promise that will happen until we've tested it out properly. So anyway, that's what we're working on post-tabs. How's Haste going? Well, it's going great. Here's what the animations decided to do this Monday. Beautiful, isn't it?
Our game, Haste Broken Worlds, has changed a lot over the past few years. If you saw it back in 2022, you might remember us talking about a multiplayer battle royale, or you might have seen a tabs wobbler running around in even earlier footage. Now, in 2025, Haste is a single-player, fast-running adventure with a story, a bunch of characters, procedurally generated levels and challenges, and an original soundtrack. So, here's the idea. There are 10 shards in the game. Each shard is a collection of levels that you need to complete without dying to progress. Within the shard run, you'll encounter random challenges, chances to buy items, rest areas to heal, and a boss at the end. Obviously, they get harder as you progress through the game. So let us know if you have any other questions about Haste, and we're going to try our best to answer them.
We are making a demo and it's coming out next week! Haste is part of Steam Next Fest, which means that the demo will launch on February 24th. The demo will start with a tutorial, teaching you how to run on land correctly, and how to use your board. After that, you get put in a small hub world, where you have the option to run into a shard and try the first shard run of the game. In the shard, you'll make your way through procedurally generated levels, meet new characters and trade sparks for items, and eventually end up at the first boss. The full game will have 10 different shards to run through, but we're limiting the demo to just the one, so that you can test out the game and tell us your feedback. We've also launched a Discord that you can join by going to discord.gg/HasteBrokenWorlds. And we know it's been a long time coming, so we're so excited for you to finally try out the game.
just released a demo for our game Haste Broken Worlds, and in the game you play as Zoe, aka the Courier. With the ability to jump between worlds even before they started breaking, Zoe used to deliver letters, but now she's trying to outrun the end of the universe. As you can see, her design has changed quite a lot over the past few years, but we really love the look she has now. And you can see her for yourself in the free demo that's available now on Steam for Next Fest. We really want your feedback, so if you try out the demo, please join the Haste Discord or send us an email and let us know what you think.
And here comes number 13, Mr. All coming from the three-point line right now. Oh shit, that nigga's in there. He's in there. Sucking at his neck. He gon' be that fucker. One, two, three, and four. You hit that. What's he from? So him in that scope. I'm about to. Raise her close. He ain't kidding. No, that nigga.
In our game Haste, you're trying to outrun the end of the universe as Zoe, aka the Courier. Before all the world started collapsing, she used to deliver letters, but now she's speeding to work out why everything is falling apart and what she can do about it. As Zoe, you'll race from world to world, trying to stay ahead of the destruction on your heels. You're joined by a fun crew of NPCs to help you out on your journey, and you soon discover that the mysterious group known as the Agency has something to do with all of this. Now, we don't want to spoil anything, so you are going to have to wait for the full game if you want the whole story. We are working on an endless mode for Haste Broken Worlds. We heard you all asking for a way to run uninterrupted, so we're adding an unlockable shard in the hub world that leads to a slightly different game mode. It's still a work in progress, so it might change, but here's the current design. It's not an infinitely generated level, but when you enter the end portal you get thrown straight into the next section. No map selection, no shops or rest areas, just running. The biome is randomized for each level, and every 10 levels you'll get to choose between 3 random items. The difficulty starts off super easy and then gradually increases over time. If you lose all your lives, you'll get sent back to the hub world to restart. This mode won't be in the demo, so if you're interested, make sure to wishlist the game so you don't miss the release.
Haste, we just went live with a new patch. In this patch, we finally added the option to restart a chart. Perfect for those of you who just want to keep running, and for all you trying to get those hard achievements. Just press abandon shard and then you'll get an option between coming back to the hub world or restarting the shard. We have also tweaked the balancing quite a bit to make the difficulty of each shard more of a curve. So each shard is now a bit easier when you start the run and gets more difficult towards the end. We also fixed some localization issues. We know that for some languages not all text was in there, and we're really sorry. We're also planning on localizing the next update to properly make sure that everything's in. And don't worry, we were still working on some cool updates for the game. We currently have 2 in the works, one of which is coming pretty soon, probably in the beginning of June. It's specifically for those of you who have finished the game and want more challenges, and I promise you it's really challenging. I've been trying to shoot footage for some kind of trailer type thing, but I can't really make it past 1 or 2 levels. But we'll talk more about that when it's time. Anyway, we hope you enjoy these improvements of the game, and if you have any further feedback, please let us know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do.
Just added a new game mode to Haste, and it's called Disaster Mode. It brings 4 new difficulty levels to the final shard in the game. Each level increases in difficulty with new obstacles and effects to create some pretty chaotic runs. You'll need to dodge lava flowers, tornadoes, and meteors with perfect landings while staying above a certain speed. If you don't, you'll be taking damage. You have to finish the game to unlock Disaster Mode. So, if you've already beaten the final boss and you're looking for an extra challenge, go update your game and let us know what you think.